The other day, I had to teach a private English lesson to a silly 7-year-old girl. When she walked in and saw me, she pointed at me and said, "Hageji-san," which means bald grandpa. She then asked, "Why are you bald?" And coming up with an answer on the spot, I said, "Because I'm lucky." To which she replied, "Lucky? I want to be bald too." And then we quickly moved on and got on with the lesson. That same day, I got this comment on another one of my videos. "Nice video. It might seem silly. Bye. Can you make a video about being bald in Japan? BTW. Your head looks cool. Strong arm. Oh, thanks, Johonu." So I thought, screw it, why not? It's something I've barely given much thought to, but researching this video sent me on a crash course. It's time I faced a reckoning with my own appearance, self-identity, and how I'm perceived in Japanese society. I'll start with my own experiences, share what I've researched, then ask some young Japanese guys what they think about baldness, and at the end conclude if being bald in Japan is really such a big deal after all. So, let's get into it. When I first moved to Japan in 2017, what was left of my hair was desperately clinging onto my scalp for dear life. I'd use whatever gels and products I could find to do what I could, but it really could not hide that I was losing the war with my receding hairline. There wasn't much for hairdressers to work with either, so instead of going to a fancy salon where they give you a hair treatment and massage, I opted for the QB House, a $10 haircut in 10 minutes done in the fastest, most efficient way possible. I ended up with some pretty dodgy haircuts at that time, trying to explain what I wanted to the hairdresser in my then broken Japanese. "Kami mijikai onegai shimasu?" Essentially just saying, "Short hair please." Eventually I realized the best thing to do was just show them an old picture of what I wanted and hope for the best. A year and a half later, my patience with QB House barbers, like my receding hairline, was starting to wear thin. Impulsively, I went to Don Quijote, Japan's craziest store, and bought a $30 pair of hair clippers, shaved my head, and never looked back. After shaving it for the first time, I got over my new appearance quickly, not thinking much of it. When I walked into work the next day, a Japanese co-worker's face lit up, and he said, "That looks cool." A few days later, a female adult student around my age said, "You look like Jason Statham. So cool." And that was about it for comments, and the world quickly moved on. These days when I meet new kids at the school where I work, I get occasional comments like the one in the intro, or kids reaching across the table to touch my head, usually saying, "Chiku chiku," which I guess you would translate as meaning either bristly or scruffy. And that's about it. When people here see me for the first time, the fact that I'm foreign is infinitely more surprising and interesting than my lack of hair. Unsurprisingly, most people here are too busy and too wrapped up in their own lives to care about the appearances of other people. Or so I thought. Let me present my findings. Men who are bald or have thinning hair often find themselves the butt of the joke in Japanese offices. Bald comedians often use their lack of hair to their advantage in funny TV clips like this.
逃げちゃダメですよ。なんか来たよ。なんか来たよ。なんか来たよこれ。何これ。何この感覚。最高。So stupid. Never gets old. When the Japanese Public Relations Institute, or JPRY, carried out a survey, a whopping 40% of respondents said they felt plagued or uncomfortable at the thought of thinning hair. So I suppose that explains why there are a lot of expensive treatments for baldness here, including expensive clinics offering specialized treatments. In that same survey, 30% of respondents admitted to teasing bald individuals, but I suppose they felt absolutely no remorse about that, as 62% of respondents said jokes about baldness can lighten the atmosphere in the office. In that article, a 33-year-old financial sector employee relayed his experience when a joke was made at his expense on a visit to a partner company. "Looks like we don't need any lighting," made in reference to his shiny bald head, much like my own. As a result, the JRPI coined the term kamihara, or hair harassment, and discouraged making jokes at the expense of the follically challenged. As a result, these days you see a lot less bald comedians on TV making jokes at their own expense. Do people in your country make fun of bald people? Let me know in the comments down below. Growing up in Australia, I remember making fun of my bald teachers in high school, so I guess that karma came back to bite me. And then there's how bald people are perceived by young people. There's an excellent video by Asian Boss on the subject, and while I won't address every part of that video so you can watch it later, but there's just one point that I want to highlight.
普段日本のなんかテレビとか坊主の人だとやっぱりなんか治安悪いかコメディアンなので、でもその見かけた人とかだったらやっぱなんかあんま綺麗ではないっていうかなんか 不きなんかなんかちょっと不潔みたいな感じ。
Do many young people really have that perception that bald people are sad, dirty, and poor? In my experience, I've never got that impression from the thousands of young people that I've taught. This whole time, have students really been judging me in that manner, while I spout a nonsense language to them and they stare at the empty desert on top of my head? So there's a bit of research and testimony for you. That was really enlightening to me, and has made me feel a little more self-conscious. Perhaps I should get a wig. No, that doesn't suit me at all. So going one step further, I asked some young Japanese guys myself their opinions on the matter. Here we go.
So, thank you very much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thank you for having me.
So, question number one, what do Japanese people think when they see a bald Japanese person?
Maybe. Generally, many people might think, oh, that's unfortunate, or have a negative image when they see a bald Japanese person. I know someone who wears a wig to hide their baldness, and I believe they wear a wig because there's a perception that being bald is not good, like something to be embraced about.
Oh, okay. So something maybe they're ashamed of.
Yes.
Okay. Just one question about that. Why do you think people would be ashamed of that? Like just because it looks bad, or it says something about their social status, or is there any reason?
Having a hair is like normal, right? And if we are not normal, people see like, oh, it's a shame. Like
yeah, that's true. Like with a lot of things in Japanese culture, what's not normal is considered bad or like shameful. Okay, good answer. So question number two, what do Japanese people generally think when they see a bald foreign person?
On the other hand, maybe many Japanese people might actually perceive bald foreigners are cool or attractive. I'm not entirely sure what the distinct difference, but I believe the perception of baldness likely varies between Japanese and foreign individuals. I think it's different between Japanese baldness and foreign people's baldness. Yeah,
that makes sense. Like in my experience, when I meet new people in Japan, they don't really care about my baldness. It's just like the fact that I'm a foreigner is the most interesting part. Like because I'm not part of the same culture, people don't really think about that, where, as you said, in Japanese society, if you're a bit different, that's what they'll focus on and that's what they'll be ashamed of. But in my case, they just see like a foreign person as the first thing.
yeah. I don't know why it's different, but yeah, I really see a foreign guy's baldness is really cool.
So another question, are you scared of going bald?
Oh yeah, honestly, it's really scary.
Really scary. Oh, could you explain why?
Yeah, because maybe, of course, I am a man, so I want to be popular with the girls. So maybe Japanese girl don't like the guy for baldness. So yeah, but all we can do is accept it. So yeah,
that's right. Like in my case, I just had to accept it. Thank you for your honesty about girls. So another question, would you ever consider shaving your head for fashion reasons? Or if you started you started to go bald, would you shave it, or would you try to save it?
Maybe try to save it. I hope advancement of science.
So maybe you can get like a special treatment that will magically save it. Okay. So this is my last question. Do you know the channel Asian Boss?
Yeah, I know.
Do you know they did a street interview where they asked Japanese people there what they think about baldness? Have you seen that video?
Oh, I've never seen it.
Okay. In that video, there are two young girls, and when asked the question, they said their impression of bald people was that they are poor, dirty, and sad. What do you think about that?
I have the same opinion. about this. Like, yeah, maybe, yeah, Japanese people see the baldness like that. So, yeah, totally agree with
Totally
that.
agree. Oh wow, I'm shocked.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, the foreign guys baldness and Japanese guys baldness is totally different. So, yeah.
It makes sense. Yeah, in
Yeah.
my experience, people have only said positive things to me. But
Mm,
yeah, like when I ask Japanese people, they say they'll never shave their head and they never want to be bald. So it's very
yeah.
interesting. Okay, well, thank you very much. So thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So my first question to you is, what do Japanese people think when they see a bald Japanese person?
I think a Japanese will have two different emotions, impressions. One is positive, and the second one is negative. And about the first one is, I said positive. It's because when you shave your head and get the bald, that's fine, because it's the kind of one genre of fashion. But when we see the baldness without taking care of it, like very messy and a bald just right here and cover it with the rest of hairs, that's not good. Yeah.
So you think if people comb over their hair, it looks a bit lazy?
Yeah, lazy, and it looks that they don't have confidence themselves.
Ah, okay. So that,
themselves.
all right. Next question. So what do Japanese people generally think when they see a bald foreign person?
Foreign person. I think Japanese tend to think it's fine, and we don't feel something special. Yeah, anything special. Because Japanese think foreigners are cooler than us, because the physical appearance is different, and in luxury advertisements, always white people and black people, not Asian people. So yeah, we have kind of biased way of thinking.
Okay. So I guess
in a good
when
way for you guys.
yeah, I'll take it. So I guess in that sense, when you see a bald foreign person, you're not really seeing baldness first, but you're seeing just that they are foreign. That's the most surprising part. Okay.
We do. Yeah.
So another question, would you ever consider shaving your head?
Hell no. Yeah.
Why not?
Because yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't work for me. Because when I was younger, I tried to have my hair shorter than this hairstyle, but it looked very, very terrible, awful.
I see.
So yeah. Yeah,
that's the reason. You're not curious to see what it looks like?
Yeah, sometimes I see myself in the mirror when I take a shower, like this, old back in Japanese, but no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you scared of going bald?
Not really. But if I got bald, I'll shave my hair. But yeah, shave it all my hair. Like you do, yeah.
Like me, yeah. It's like you said when you said earlier that when people comb it over or don't take care of it, they seem like they don't care about their image.
Yeah.
So the other question I have, there's a video on Asian Boss where they interview people on the street about baldness. Have you seen that video?
I haven't.
So in that video, there's a couple of girls and when asked about their impression of bald people, they say that bald people look poor, dirty, and sad. What do you think about that?
It's too harsh for me. But I disagree with their opinions because, as I said before, the boldness is one genre of fashion, the styles, I think. So, even if you shave your head and take care of being bald, it's totally fine. But if you did not do not care it, it might be a problem.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
So, what can we glean from all of that? It seems to me that there's a clear divide in the way that these young people see bald Japanese guys and bald foreign guys. Bald Japanese guys are in fact looked down on, as they haven't made effort to keep their hair or adopt wig wearing. However, when Japanese people see a bald foreigner, they don't think much of it, because being foreign itself overrides all other physical attributes. This aligns with my own experience, as people love to praise my bald head and say that I look cool. I don't think I look cool. Balding is a natural part of aging, and public ridicule, the normalization of expensive hair treatments and wigs, and hypocrisy when compared to bald people from other countries, this can be considered a form of discrimination. A minor form at that, as it is just a lack of hair after all, but as more young Japanese people grow up and start to lose their hair, it's sad to think that a lot of people I know or former students I've taught will be subjected to these ashamed feelings just for lacking hair. Considering the praise for bald people from overseas, I think the next generation should embrace this too, and allow baldness among Japanese to be considered as cool and fashionable. As a bald man, I can personally attest to this. The decision to shave my head and embrace baldness has had far more benefits than detriments. I think it looks better than trying to comb over what's left hanging on, or breaking the bank trying to save it or cover it up. If you learn to accept who you are, especially the way you look, you'll be a lot happier. I know it's not always easy, but take it from someone who can take being called a bald grandpa by a crazy 7-year-old girl in his stride. It is the only way to get on with your life and enjoy it to the fullest. So, what do you think about baldness in Japan? I'm really curious to hear your thoughts, so please drop them down below. And if you have another request for a clumsily put together deep dive like this, leave your request down there too. So thanks for watching guys, and I will see you next time.